one of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest aye, thine desires shall be requited not. Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. Why dost thou hurry toward thine?